everyone. Today I have a game that I played yesterday. It's against F8D, who you might be familiar with as, I think it's called Faded, but I'm not 100% sure. You might be familiar with as a player who plays Obelisk Vitruvian and actually just released a guide about it. So I'm playing the Styx's Crystal Wisp control deck, not the Lion version. And he appears to be playing the Obelisk Dervish deck. And right here, I am trying to kill off this Obelisk, obviously. And I'm trying to think of a way to Hearth Sister it into place. And I think what I should have done was play the Crystal Wisp here to get to 4 mana. Then I could have switched them, the Hearth Sister and the Obelisk. And then I could have killed it off with my Crystal Cloaker and my General. But I missed that play because I thought that I could still switch them if I did it this way. Although, looking back, I could have played it right here and killed it off that way. So I missed this play several times. But instead I've just developed the Crystal Wisp and really don't make good use of my mana on that turn, which I think definitely set me behind in this early game. So he buffs it up with a First Wish and a Dunecaster, which means that it won't die at the end of turn, and then attacks me, and I'm already at only 18 life, so I'm getting hit pretty hard, and I still haven't dealt with the Obelisk. So from here, I'm just going to start trying to pick off some of the enemy minions. And again, I don't have the cleanest way to accomplish this. I have to sort of skip my development for the turn. All I really am able to play is the Hearth Sister. But I'm able to Chromatic Hold off the Obelisk and attack the Dunecaster and sort of stabilize at 16 life with my opponent having very little on board, although note that the Whispers of the Sands can still make this proc a Dervish, so I still might eventually want to finish that off if I get the opportunity. Now, one thing about this game that I didn't really know at the time was that my opponent doesn't play Inner Oasis, but I'm constantly playing around that, and that's why I'm in such a hurry to clear in some situations, because I don't actually know my opponent's deck list. I'm not actually sure if they were playing Inner Oasis at the time, but once he released the guide, I saw that he did not even have it in there. So I'm just going to back up and just develop the Spelljammer. I just want to kind of buy myself some space, and I can continue to kind of pick things off with my Bloodborne spell. But now I am faced with 2 minions that, if they die, will produce minions. Okay. So in this situation, I have the Zenrui, which either allows me to, take control of the packs, or I can take control of the Dervish that this spawns if I kill that. And I think this is what I want to do on the turn. Alternatively, I could hit this, and then walk forward, hit this, and then Frostfire. But that would be my only play for the turn, and that would kill off, that would make this Obelisk down to either 1 or 3 health, depending on what pops out. If it's a Soulburn Obelisk, it would be at 1 health. But I couldn't kill this off, so they'd still get a Dervish. This would be dead, this would be at 1 health, but I would only have a 3-1 Spelljam on the board. So I think instead I want to Zenrui something. And I think I may have made the wrong choice, because I choose to kill the Allomancer and then Zenrui it, the Obelisk. And I'm not sure if this is the correct play. I think I may have been better off having the packs run into the Spelljammer by playing this further back, because that would have made sure that he didn't draw a card at the end of turn, and that this was still a 4-4. But I, of course, did not make that play, and instead I get this. This is still a 3-1, and this is a 4-2, meaning the general can kill it off. And he's at a high enough life total that he can still afford to use his general's face to kill off my minions. Here he chooses to dispel the Soulborn obelisk. I don't know if that's necessary. I, of course, don't know his hand. But he could have attacked this with just his general and done it twice, and it wouldn't be in a bad situation, really. But instead, he wanted to be able to kill off the Spelljammer as well. So this is a situation where I'm faced with a lot of enemy minions, but I actually have a nice clear because this is played in line with the general. So between Frostburn and the Bloodborne spell, I'm able to clear everything except, of course, this over here. And then I just developed the Crystal Cloaker just to have a body on the board. And, right now we're at rough parity. We're at the same life. We both have a dispelled obelisk. So it's a pretty tight game. I do have a lot of late game options, and I think from seeing his deck list after the game, I saw his deck list after the game, so I couldn't make a lot of judgments on it before that. But I think he only plays Amaria healers as late game options. He doesn't play Dominate Will or anything along those lines. So in a lot of cases, I was playing around cards that he probably didn't even have. But you don't generally know your opponent's deck list on ladder, so I think that's the instructive way to play either way. So now I'm just developing as much mana worth as I can. I could have developed the Archon, but of course I'm playing around Dominate Will, and if I play one minion and it gets Archon, I'm in really big trouble. Excuse me, if I play one minion and it gets Dominate Willed, I'm in really big trouble. So now I draw a win condition, and my plan from here is play the Dark Nemesis in a safe location, and let it tick up, getting 4 health, or 4 damage to my enemy general, and then it becomes an 8-10, and then I can use a couple of these to build a chain, and then Hearth Sister it into position to attack the enemy general. So that's my current plan. Now in the meantime, he managed to kill off my Delotus and get a Fireblaze Obelisk, which is a very good card for him here, just because it's the most powerful obelisk, I think, and it will buff all the Iron Shrouds, so it kind of puts me on a little clock. And right here, I'm just trying to sort of build a wall. I want to protect my Dark Nemesis. They lost Siphon Energy, so they don't really have a good way to kill this off to dispel this from a range. And he can't get in range of Entropic Decay or the Dominate Will that I'm still playing around. I think he does play Entropic Decay. And I also hold on to Aspect of the Fox because Amari Healer is one thing that I wouldn't really be able to kill, and that would heal him up, so that wouldn't really play into my game plan. So right now I'm pretty all in on... I'm not all in, but my current plan is that I want to get this Dark Nemesis in range of the enemy general and get a kill that way. So my opponent just plays 2 obelisks and dispels my Dark Nemesis. So this is not what I was looking to have happen. And then because of the 2 obelisks, the Wind Dervish, the 2 Fireblaze obelisks, the Wind Dervish is able to kill off my Spelljammer. So I want to start killing off the obelisks. I draw the Zenrui, so I'm able to Zenrui this. Now I think instead I could have Zenrui this one, and I could have hit this and killed this one off with my 2 minions, and then this would have been just a 2-2 because he would have been not have any Fireblaze Obelisk anymore. I would have one instead, and it's a lot worse for me than it is for him. So I'm forcing some of these, this spawned here, but I was forcing this one to mostly, at least one of these would spawn in the back line, so it couldn't really attack my non-obelisk things. I don't really care about this right now. This isn't really the major part of my game plan. I'm really just trying to get some damage on because I have an inevitability with the Bloodborne spell. Any damage I get just accelerates the clock quite a bit and helps me avoid just Amari healers coming down. And it looks like he just didn't draw any Amari healers this entire game. He's on 1 card and I still have 3 in my hand, so I'm in a decent position. I just want to start killing off any of these obelisks that might just pose a threat. And right here I could have cleared off all the obelisks using the... I don't think I could have got this over here. But killing off this one is important. And this will only summon a 2/2, which means it doesn't immediately kill this, and it's just a 2/2. So I'm playing the Archon Spellbender. I'm out of range of Dominate Whale right now, so I feel like I'm safe to play it a little bit further up. And I have the Hearth Sister, which means if I can get pretty much anything to survive, I can walk up with my General even if he would have run this way, for instance. I could walk up here with my General, switch the Hearth Sister, walk 2 squares, and then attack. So I think any square on the board I'm able to access using the Spellbender as long as it survives the turn. And I think he's not able to draw an answer. And we're able to get the win doing oh, actually now he draws the healer. And this is the time where both the Chromatic Hold and the Aspect of the Fox are important. Although he plays it over here, I'm not sure exactly why, honestly. But either way, we did have answers to it in any case. We're able to land the Chromatic Hold, and the Warbird, is able to finish my opponent off. So it was a pretty cool game with this deck that I really have been enjoying, and we were against a very good player playing their pretty much signature deck, so we got to see it, against a pretty decent level of competition. It's kind of weird. I was actually at rank 3 or 4. I think it was at rank 4 when I played this game, and I was playing someone who was ranked 50 S rank. I think it was just a low, low player count at that time because I was on pretty early in the morning. But it was a pretty cool game, and you should definitely check out his guide to the Obelisk deck, which I will throw in the description, because that's a really, really good deck for people to learn how to play. It's pretty common in the meta, and he knows it very, very well. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it.